Hello everybody, welcome to a brand new Let's Play in Hearts of Iron 4 Kaiserreich. Today, we're going to be playing as a small little nation of Bhutan. I've heard there's actually like a lot of good content for Bhutan, like surprisingly good content. I have no idea how long this series is actually going to end up being. But I've heard there's some good things going on here. So, we are starting off with two divisions. Both of them are like 40% strength on average. Excellent. Just put them on the border wherever. Do we have any leaders? We do. So we'll assign you, put you underneath a field marshal. As you can see, we have 0 factories. We have no industry in the country whatsoever. We have 4,000 manpower, 40% stability, 10% war support, 22% ruling party support. And what modifiers we have? We have the Hermit Kingdom, which... Okay, that's pretty bad. That might be the worst modifier in all of Kai's. 90% factory output. Negative 90%. Okay, cool. I mean, we don't have any factories, so I don't know if that really makes a difference one way or the other. We then have monastic control. 3% recruit population. So, that's a lot of troops we can throw at the enemy. Of course, what is our population? About a quarter-ish million. About a third of a million people. So, we can recruit, like, a handful of divisions. We can't give them any guns, though. We have no guns at all. And then, negative 45% research speed, negative 5% defense. Okay, cool. So everything sucks. Our country just starts off in a terrible, terrible position. We cannot do you until the country has been stabilized. We cannot do you until the country has been stabilized. I think we're kind of just hanging out for now. Oh, and 1 research slot. I mean, I guess we go for research speed. But we're taking a negative 45%. It's 151. Does that even make any sense? We'll go support weapons 1. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't think we've ever had a start this bad. Okay, apologies for the little cut there. But the status of Bhutan. Bhutan has always been on the periphery of the Great Britain sphere. And when the empire began to collapse, it remained firmly in the periphery. Following the establishment of the Social Republic of Bengal, Bhutanese statesman Sonim Topin Dorji. Like, I'm going to butcher, like, every single name in this campaign. I apologize for that immediately. Bhutan withdrew from their traditional claims on the Duar and recognized the commune as the independent nation. And in return, the new Sudikli government in Calcutta continued the Raj's pre-revolutionary economic investment and recognized the sovereignty of Bhutan. With the situation in India heating up, the instability of Bhutan's close neighbor, northern neighbor Tibet, following the death of the 13th Dalai Lama, the kingdom aims to stand as an island of peace and stability amidst the vast sea of chaos. So, basically, Bhutan is great, Nepal is stinky, Tibet is stinky, and we have no idea what's going to go on with the Bharati commune. I think they could end up being killed, they could end up winning, who knows. But the economy of Bhutan. Oftentimes, the mountainous kingdom of Bhutan is regarded as the best example in the world as a nation untouched by the Industrial Revolution. The majority of labor in the country is devoted to subsistence farming, and there is little opportunity to develop advanced trades. Construction is handled through a system of brutal corvée labor, and impressed villagers laboring to implement building plans, which have remained static for at least 400 years. Most production occurs in small cottage workshops, where rare-skilled artisans apply crafts passed down to generations. Some of these artisans have been employed by the king personally to act personally in the art of weapon crafting, a task which few of them are keen and few are still competent. The situation in the kingdom tenuous, there is little room for change, but there is only one there were any one man to solidify their position at the head of the nation, they would certainly want to reform that system. Hey, 2 factories! Look at us go! Holy hell. So that means we can slowly start producing guns. Very, 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 very slowly. How long will this take? Until 2012? Until 2012. That is holy shit. Oh my... Bhutan. It's a negative 95%. Well, technically negative 93%. I think that's actually incredible. That's fucking amazing. So, I mean, even like, what's the cheapest thing in this game? An airbase? How long would an airbase take? Oh, only until 37. You know what? That's way less bad. Wait, how is that until 37? So factory design. Isolation's negative 40. Is that specifically for... Construction speed minus 50%. Actually, if I give it a minute to update, it might fix itself. No, for some reason you don't have the negative 40. Does construction speed not apply to state buildings? Is that a thing? Wait. Go back to construction. If that's true, the Hermit Kingdom, and yeah, your isolation. Is that actually, no, that's you. So yeah, actually, no, never mind. Never mind, I have no idea what I'm talking about. So isolation sucks. It's really bad. We'll keep on building a civilian factory. It's going to take literally 75 years? That's okay. The Himalayan powder keg. Since the reign of the great Zabdrung Nawang Namgyal, Bhutan has been ruled by the Zangram reincarnations, delegated temporal power to the Drek Desi, elected by the nobles or penalps, and the Ji Kenpo, elected by the monks. However, one time these two leaders have come to conspire to eliminate the power of the Zabdrung in the 19th century. The country was firmly in the hands of the Drek Desi and the Ji Kenpo. This hierarchy was further streamlined when the penalp of Trongsa, Yugen Wangchuk, crushed his rivals and crowned himself to be the hereditary monarch in 1907. The kingdom saw a brief period of crisis at the death of King Yuan in 1925, where amongst the chaos of the Indian Revolution, two claimants, Yugen's son Jim and the penalp of Paro Terin Penjur, raised to crown themselves as his successor. With the help of Yugen's close political allies, the Dorji family, Jamin managed to secure the throne and consolidate his power. However, with the power of the Dorji family waning, other political factions have risen to challenge Jamin's rule. The Jewish reincarnation of the Zagreb has spent the last 10 years building a base with which he challenged the king's authority, and there are many within Bhutan who aim to profit from the king's weakness. Okay, so we've activated a new mission. Bhutan's lags far behind the other nations of the world, with an army made up of barely trained and equipped peasant levies and pre-industrial economy revolving around subsistence farming and craft working. So in the modern world, Bhutan will have to reform its feudal structures into something more stable and robust. To do this, Bhutan must deal with three different areas to reform. First, central authority. This value represents the amount of control the central government of Bhutan is able to exert on the various penalps, monastic orders, and isolated villages of the kingdom. Raising the authority of the government is key to gaining the resources necessary to enact reforms in the nation. The second is economic development. This value represents the investments made by the government into the industrial workshops of the country. The more the government invests in the economy, however, the more the investments cost in daily political power. In a desperate attempt to raise revenue, one can lower the amount of investment into the economy, freeing up capital for other projects. The third is military investment. This value represents the investments made by the government to arming and training the central army of the country. The more the government invests in the military, however, the more this costs political power. In a desperate attempt to raise revenue, you can lower investments. Okay. So we need national speed, absolute military central authority, enormous industrial. So we basically need to make Bhutan not as garbage as it is right now, which is going to be tricky for sure. The pretender to Paro. To the west of our capital lies Paro, granted to Shin Penjur by the former King Yuan. Along with promises that Shin Penjur will rule the kingdom following the late king's death, only the haste of Sonim Topai Dorji, in coronation of the young Prince Jamin Wangchuk, prevented him from taking the throne for himself, and the nobles has fumed in the west ever since. Shin Penjur holds a small stockpile of firearms, as well as the late King Yuan's Raven's crown. While it's true that Tenshin Penjur has served the king faithfully since Jamin beat him to the title, one can only wonder where his true loyalties lie. He has many allies with the more traditional penalps and king members of the Bhutan's limited armed forces, and serves as a rally point for those in opposition to the king's policies. However, with no wives or sons to speak of, it is generally thought that Tenshin Penjur will die by the time Jamin's son, Jamin Georgi, is of age to inherit the traditional seat of heirs to the kingdom of Paro. Okay, so we lose a little bit of stability off of that. Thank you. Still no political power we can do here. But we can only do it once the kingdom is stabilized. I have no idea how long that is going to take. The Treaty of Fenskoling. At the revolution, India reached its grinding stalemate. The tiny kingdom of Bhutan was forced to make a difficult choice. Long supported by the British administration, it seemed only natural for the monarchy in Punaka to continue to reinforce their Windsor counterparts. On the other hand, the days of the British hegemony in India seemed more than numbered, and a small cabal of ministers and nobles began to open channels of communication with the young Indian Republic. With India thoroughly focused on the situation in the south, Bhuti's mission, led by Somanchula Dorji, managed to negotiate terms equitable to the former treaties with Great Britain, promising a policy of non-interference with Indian affairs in return for economic assistance. Both sides benefit from the agreement. India was recognized by a former ally of the crown and assured to continue control over Duars. But Bhutan retained the important economic allowance which is largely fueled by the central government. Recently, however, tensions have been mounting between the two nations, as eyes once again turn on the possibility of a war on the Indian subcontinent. Many have doubts about King Jamin's commitment to neutrality in the coming conflict, and there are some who would like to see him removed from power, if only to eliminate a chance of Bhutanese intervention in the coming conflict. So you get 5% factory output, 5% construction speed, and a little bit more political power gain. That goes from 2012 to 1980. I love just a 5% increase. Reduces our penalty by 32 years. It's incredible, honestly. Sonam Tolbi Jorji returns. The king's primary advisor, the Gongzim Sonam Tolbi Jorji, has returned for mission to the Bahari commune. As the main conduit to the outside world, he brings an assortment of gifts and treasures that he attained while abroad, including Vild Creek vintage rifles and various luxury goods. And presented these gifts to the king, Sonam Tori immediately set out to managing the affairs of the state as the king minister. Sonam Tonji is a former ally of the Wangchuck family, and their children betrothed to one another. It seems that Jamin aims to keep it that way. The power, though their power was most disrupted by the Indian Revolution, the Jorji family remains the richest family in Bhutan, and aims to use that well to the benefit of the nation and of the king. Though many more conservative elements of Bhutan see their methods of reform to be outlandish and ill-designed. 1,000 rifles? No, not 1,000 rifles. 5. We get 5 guns. We get a little more stability. That's nice. We get 5 guns. I kind of love it. I kind of love how terrible Bhutan is. Like, I don't want to be mean to Bhutan, but the event gives us 5 guns. Like, what do you do with 5 rifles? I don't know. The Zabdrung makes his move. After years of planning, it seems that the Zabdrung is aiming to make some sort of power play against the king. Rumors are spreading across Bhutan that the brother of Zabdrung, Choki Gyaltsen, traveled to India to meet with the prominent agrarian Mahatma Gandhi, pledging the establishment of socialist theocracy in return for his help. While the Indian leader declined to support the insurrection, further rumors have spread claiming that there's a plot led by supporters of the Zagreb, which aims to secretly assassinate King Jame. Already, the leading men of Bhutan have tried out for action, planning to bring Zagreb and his supporters to justice if these accusations are true. Thank you for negative 15% stability, and just a daily stability loss. So we're actually losing stability right now. Awesome. Incredible. Just amazing. I mean, we could theoretically import... You know what? Would it actually make sense to not even... We're actually not even building guns. Why are we not building any guns? Because we literally have a negative 10% from lack of resources. That's so we have a negative 111% penalty to producing rifles. Negative 111%. Okay, so I guess we'll just trade with our neighbor. Yeah, we won't build a factory, but we're not playing the game until 1980 anyways. That should at least get us over... Okay, we're making... Is that still not... Wait. One milk factory can produce 0.02. We produce 1.69 guns per month. We're negative 101.5 plus 7. So we're taking like a negative 90. What? Negative 94.5%, I think. If my math is correct there. A new head of the guard. The position of head of the royal guard has remained in the hands of the elder member of the Wangchuck family since long before the coronation of Jimmy. With rumors of plots against Jimmy, Teshin Penjura has pushed relentlessly for the installation of King Jamin's younger nephew, the noble warrior Chaba Nemgal Badar, into the post. While the king is wary of introducing a loyal agent of Teshin Penjura to the travel position, Nemgal Badar is a proven commander and a skilled fighter. Famous for breaking 2 rifles with his bare hands during training with the British. That was okay. Go off. And Nemgal Badar is known as a man with 2 spines, renowned for his strength and courage. His help would be invaluable were an armed conflict to break out. Resource gain. I'm gonna go with no on that. I'm gonna keep our tradition alive. Hopefully that's not terrible. Wants to declare themselves to be a republic. And none of that really means, I think, too much for us right now. It's incredible. Really? Okay. Jamin addresses the court. With rumors of Zabdrung-led coup against the King brewing, Jimmy has decided to inject a fair bit of normalcy back into Bhutan politics. Bhutan has long been divided between the traditionalists led by Tajir Penjur and the reformers led by Sonam Tolpi. By making an address that plays to one of the two sides, Jimmy could bring the debate back around the assassinations and tax selection. However, such visit talks threaten to further split Jimin's base of control, a base which he now needs more than ever. You give us more national populism, you give us more autocracy. I'm going to seek a compromise. We're going to lose a little bit of power right away, but I'm going to try to fix Bhutan's horrible political system. It's incredibly divided right now. Central authority. I mean, what are we at right now for central authority? I mean, terrible, right? Like, it's really bad. Okay, close all of you. Bhutan. What are you at central authority-wise? Gonna take a second for this to load in. Hermit Kingdom. So it's pretty curious. I don't know if there's an actual number anywhere. Creating control. I'm assuming if this fails, we're going to have a big issue, right? Just a thought. So listen, you don't like us. Does anybody on our border like us? You don't like us. I mean, Tibet likes us. Same ideology. You are at 0. We claim their territory. You don't like us, I'm guessing, due to different ideology. Look, I just want to be just a happy little Bhutan. Do we even have 2 states? I don't believe so, right? We're just 1 state. Yeah, we're just 1 state right now. But apparently we claim territory in Nepal. We claim Sikkim. That would increase our population by 50%. Is it a claim or is it a core? It's just a claim right now. I'm sure if we can maybe take it, it would turn into a core. And that would be nice. KMT and Indian socialists have overthrown Tibet. So we're now basically surrounded by socialist factions. I mean, Nepal's not socialist, but we might see a hard economy move in here. The March for the Zabdrung. A large number of communities in the north of the kingdom have taken up pilgrimage towards Talo Monastery, armed as though they were an army. This Panjur has written to the king warning this armed mob, though he has not offered his assistance in dealing with them. 250 manpower. They are merely peasants. We will send up a force north to meet them. I can't allow these peasants to do whatever the hell they want. Hopefully this doesn't backfire terribly. Which is entirely a... Are we actually losing political power? Or are we still gaining it? We are gaining it a little bit. 0.18. Not much. It's pretty bad. And that's actually only because we have party popularity. If we had no party support, we would literally not be getting any political power right now. Actually, no, that's even worse. Because we're not even actually taking national focus. If you're taking a national focus and having plus 0.18, I would have been like, you know, that's fine. But the fact that we have 0.18 and we're not even taking a focus is incredible. Strange reports from the south. Sanan told by Dorji has warned of rumors he's heard from Petsuzlan. They speak of strange caravan marching northwards towards central Bhutan, invading villages and fellow travelers. It's possible that this party is a group of Zabdrung supporters, or even just a gang of bandits looking to evade our patrols. However, Namagal Badur has presented an even more worrying prospect that a caravan may hold soldiers and more than supplies from India. Also, Toby insists that the Bardic commune would not threaten relations between the two nations. Perhaps it would be a good idea to investigate this matter further. I'm going to ask you to investigate and hope that it goes okay. I also think at least right now is going to be a good time for us to end this episode. So thank you for watching, my Ansel. If you enjoyed, remember thumbs up. Not enjoy, thumb down. If you want to subscribe, and goodbye.